Just ahead on CTV News.
Maryland State Police are investigating a fatal car crash involving Minnesota Vikings rookie Kyrie Jackson.
Police continue to investigate that deadly July 4th shooting in Temple Hills. I'm Byron Scott. We'll have that story coming up.
Plus, scorching house fires leave county residents displaced. Those stories and more. CTV News starts now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for July 8th. I'm Katera Jones.
And I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight coming out of Upper Marlboro. 3 former Wise High School football players killed in a fatal car crash over the weekend. One of them a recently drafted NFL player. CTV's Michaela Newton has the details.
This is where Maryland State Police say 3 football players, including Kyrie Jackson, a Minnesota Vikings rookie, along with 2 other former college football players, Anthony Lighton and Isaiah Hazel, died in a car crash. Debris in a Minnesota Vikings hat is what remains on the scene of a triple fatal car crash in Upper Marlboro. The crash killing 3 former football players from Wise High School. Kyrie Jackson, a promising Minnesota Vikings rookie, was recently drafted in the 4th round of the 2024 NFL Draft. According to the Maryland State Police, the crash happened Saturday morning when investigators say 23-year-old Corey Klingman attempted to change lanes while driving at a high rate of speed when she struck the Dodge Charger that Jackson, Hazel, and Litton were in. Hazel was driving at the time of the crash, Jackson was the front seat passenger, and Litton was in the back seat. A statement released by Wise High School says, quote, PGCPS mourns the loss of Dr. Henry A. Wise High School alumni Kyrie Jackson, Anthony Litton Jr., and Isaiah Hazel. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with their families during this difficult time. And a post on X shared by the Minnesota Vikings says, we are devastated by the news of Kyrie Jackson's death following an overnight car accident. Our thoughts are with Kyrie's family, friends, teammates, and coaches, as well as the victims of this tragic accident. Klingman and 2 other passengers in her vehicle survived the crash. Now, investigators say Klingman may have been under the influence of alcohol, which may have been the cause of the crash, and the driver has not yet been charged. In Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'm Michaela Newton for CTV News.
Thank you, Michaela, for that report. Prince George's police continue to investigate that fatal shooting last week in Temple Hills that claimed the life of a 6-year-old boy. Byron Scott has our story.
This is where the incident happened on July 4th, just behind me here, on the 4500 block of Akron Street in Temple Hills.
Just fireworks until I just saw people running.
Lucinda Geathers was inside her Temple Hills home last Thursday night when the sounds of gunfire mixed with the sounds of fireworks.
At first I thought people were fighting, and then I just heard people say shooting.
It was a July 4th celebration that turned deadly just before 8 o'clock that night.
Of course, I was afraid. Of course, I have children too, or grandchildren, and my grandson was there, cutting hair for free.
At this block party?
Yes, he was cutting hair. So of course I was concerned and worried about my grandson and all the other children too, and everybody else.
6-year-old Ashawn Payton of Washington, D.C. was shot. He died 2 days later at a local hospital. A man and a woman were also shot, but they suffered non-life-threatening injuries. And in the melee, a bullet tore through one window and into a wall.
It was very sad. It's a shame. It's very hurtful, you know. And I don't think that we should have events that are not where you don't have security, because it was just too many people to be controlled.
Geathers has lived on the block for more than 20 years. She calls it a peaceful neighborhood where everyone knows everyone. She blames the July 4th chaos on social media.
It travels, so you get people from everywhere coming. Anytime stuff is free, you know, people come. You know, so I just think it got out of control. I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused it.
I'm just sad to see another shooting in our communities.
The incident occurred in Crystal Oriatha's Councilmanic District number 7.
I think it's not one thing, right? We have to do everything. We have to invest in our young people, making sure that they don't even make the decision to pick up a gun. We have to make sure that we have a better police presence in our communities so that maybe that's a deterrent for people to commit crimes.
A $25,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest and indictment.
I'm very saddened with the situation with the young man. My heart is heavy.
Police are asking anyone who may have information or who attended the gathering to give them a call. In Temple Hills, Byron Scott, CTV News.
A fire in Fairmont Heights leaves 5 people displaced. PGFD arrived at the 5,000 block of Leroy Gorman Drive just before 4 p.m. Sunday. The one-story home had flames visible from the outside. Along with the 5 people displaced, a firefighter was transported from the scene to be further evaluated.
A car crashed into a home in Chilham, causing a small fire over the weekend. The Prince George's Fire Department were called to the 6500 block of Ager Road in the early morning hours of Saturday, July 6. When crews arrived, they found a car had driven into the home. The crash resulted in a small fire in the residence. Firefighters used a ladder to rescue 3 residents trapped inside. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Montgomery County Police are investigating the death of a 3-year-old who was found dead in a neighborhood pool last week. Rockville Police responded to a call about a missing boy around 11:45 p.m. last Friday. When officers arrived to Elmcroft Court, they located the missing boy unresponsive in a pool. Officers performed CPR on the child, and then he was taken to an area hospital where he was pronounced dead. At this time, police do not suspect foul play, and an investigation into the incident is ongoing.
A number of candidates are gearing up to fill the at-large seat left by former county council member Mel Franklin. 13 people, including 9 Democrats and 4 Republicans, have submitted their applications for candidacy last Friday. Out of the candidates, County Council Chair Jolene Ivey, Bowie Mayor Tim Adams, and State Delegate Marvin Holmes Jr. are on the list. Franklin resigned last month and was later charged with embezzlement, theft, and perjury. The special primary election for the seat will be held on August 6th. Early voting will be held from July 31st to August 5th. And starting today, Metro will now use auto doors on all Metro rail lines. Metro first launched auto doors on the Red Line last December and has tracked over 1.3 million safe door openings since. The auto doors save up to 10 seconds at each station, as the doors will now automatically open as soon as the train safely stops, rather than waiting for the train operator to open the door. The train operator will still be responsible for closing the doors, ensuring everyone is safely clear from the platform. And this new technology will account for 20,000 door openings every day.
A new book shines a light on a former Republican lawmaker from Maryland who often voted with Democrats. The biography takes a look at the life and career of the late U.S. Senator Charles Mathis. The book is called Mathis of Maryland, Remembering a Lincoln Republican in the Senate. Mathis served 20 years in the U.S. Senate and was also elected to the U.S. House of Representatives and the Maryland General Assembly. The book highlights that the late legislator's voting record in Congress often aligned with Democrats. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Katara Jones.
And I'm Mariah Jalad. Still to come.
The FDA is investigating after dozens of people get sick from a drug-infused candy. We'll have details on that story after the break.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires.
Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine, and test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. Governor Wes Moore's pollution reduction plan was signed last month and covers a range of climate issues, most specifically a total shift to zero-emission heating and cooling systems. The order has mixed reactions from climate advocates and industry experts. Those industry officials say many homeowners already use zero-emission heating in the form of heat pumps. Other detractors include HVAC contractors who say the government hasn't considered the cost of the plan. Supporters of the climate action, like State Senator Cheryl Kagan, say the plan shows Governor Moore is serious about the climate crisis, and the plan can serve as a model to other states.
A new report shows that minimum wage workers in Maryland cannot afford housing. According to a report from the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, a low-wage worker in the state would need to work 82 hours a week to afford a one-bedroom apartment. Here in Maryland, to afford a one-bedroom apartment, someone would need to bring in about $64,000 a year. The Housing Research Organization reports that affordable housing is, quote, out of reach for minimum wage workers in the state. One Marylander is among dozens of people who have gotten sick from microdosing candies. Officials from the Food and Drug Administration say about 50 people have become ill after taking diamond shrooms, a microdosing candy and gummy brand. The agency launched an investigation after receiving 8 reports of people becoming ill after eating the brand's chocolate bars back on June 7th. That number soon grew to 48 people, including someone from Maryland also getting sick. The brand has since issued a recall on the product.
The University of Maryland is looking for volunteers to serve as legislative leaders during next year's State General Assembly. The Legacy Leadership Institute on Public Policy is working in partnership with the state of Maryland to recruit volunteers that will work in the Annapolis offices of senators and delegates. They're looking for volunteers aged 50 and up that will start training this September to begin their assignments in January 2025. For more information or to apply, reach out to the email and number on your screen. Only 36% of adults have strong confidence in higher education. That's according to a new poll by Gallup and the Lumina Foundation. That number has been steadily declining since 2015, when 57% of adults said they were confident college was worth the time and money. Issues respondents had with college included the high expense, and almost a quarter said they felt students are not being properly educated or taught what they need to succeed. We talked to 3 college students interning at CTV News about their feelings towards higher education.
I'm pretty confident in my higher education as far as my career path goes, but I do feel like that sometimes college isn't always necessary depending on what somebody wants to do with their future. And I feel like a lot of people can get that confused because they'll see certain people go to college and end up in certain positions, and then other people not go to college and end up in the same position. But I do feel like that's all based off connections, and connections is something that can be made with or without college. You just have to put yourself out there and get yourself in the right rooms.
I feel like nowadays college degrees are more important because, as my mom tells me, you can't really get you can't get a job without a college degree nowadays.
The opportunities and the education that I've been receiving at Hampton has helped me become more confident and get more out there and network. And I think if I didn't go to college, I will probably be able to find a job. It just wouldn't be very successful and last longer in life for me to provide for myself.
Research by Georgetown University says those without a college education make 75% less over their lifetime compared to those with bachelor's degrees. And during economic downturns, those without degrees are more likely to lose jobs. Still to come on CTV News.
Temps are rising, and so is the cost of keeping your home cool. We have energy-saving tips to keep you and your home cool after the break.
And summer months bring summer electric bill increases. I'm Bryce Parker. We're here to tell you how to save some money this summer.
I'll see y'all. Batteries and 2 flashlights.
What's up, champ? I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations,
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks.
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Welcome back. Electric bills in the summer months can be a real pain for us all. Bryce Parker has some tips that could help you save a couple dollars during these extreme temperatures.
Experts estimate that your electric bill will increase about 8% during the summer months. This will cost you an extra $700 between June and September. Here are some tips that will help you save during the summer months.
First order of business, stop cooling an empty house. Whether you're going to work or taking a day trip to the beach with your family, turn your thermostats up when you're not there. You can even have them set as high as 80 degrees.
Using your appliances during the peak hours of noon to 6 p.m. could cost you substantially more money. So if you have things like air fryers or grills, you might want to consider using them instead of using your stove during those hours.
Next, curtains and blinds can also be your friend, as it blocks the heat coming into the house that your AC will have to work even harder to cool down.
You can also upgrade your HVAC system to an energy-saving pump. By doing this, you can save annually about $1,000 on your electric bill.
And lastly, do not sleep on solar panels. The sun is a free energy source that in 90 minutes can power the entire globe for over a year.
Now today's temperatures will reach a high of 95 degrees, and we could see temperatures that get as high as 97 by the end of this week. So for more tips on how to save energy this summer, visit the Department of Energy's website for more. From Lanham, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
Those who have smart thermostats like Nest can have the temperature in their home programmed to change automatically.
The IRS is expecting to recover billions of dollars in taxes owed after sorting through a backlog of more than 30,000 whistleblower claims. The IRS whistleblower office, which opened in 2007, has helped the IRS recover nearly $7 billion in back taxes. Whistleblowers whose tips aided in these cases received more than $1 billion in the cut of the money. However, it's no quick payday. The IRS says whistleblowers can wait on average more than 10 years before receiving a financial reward, depending on the type of claim.
The reversal of a 16-year ban on crab dredging in Virginia draws major concerns from Maryland conservation groups who say it threatens the health of the population. Virginia will now allow blue crab dredging in the Chesapeake Bay during the winter months, and the season could start as early as this December. Maryland Department of Natural Resources Secretary Josh Kurtz says Virginia repealing the ban breaks the successful recovery of the species that was done through the two states' cooperation. Virginia, Maryland, and the Potomac River Fisheries Corporation pledged to reduce crab harvest by 34% back in 2008.
Aerospace giant Boeing will plead guilty to criminal fraud charges stemming from two crashes that killed 346 people in 2018 and 2019. Federal prosecutors gave Boeing the choice last week of entering a guilty plea and paying a fine or facing a trial on the felony criminal charge of conspiracy to defraud the United States. The plea deal calls for Boeing to pay a $243 million fine and invest $455 million in its compliance and safety programs. And still to come on CTV News.
Simon Buggs has our Monday sports page, and he's giving us the scoop on some minor league baseball stars getting major recognition.
Hey there, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your 4th of July weekend. And coming right up, some local baseball players receive All-Star nods. I'll have details of who received the honors in a bit. Stay tuned.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. Every day he's hungry for something. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then it kind of starts to work itself out.
The death of George Floyd, who died in police custody Monday night.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation. It's going to take more than just us, as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to help us make a change, because it just can't be us.
Okay, everybody, get excited because it's time for your Monday sports page. Beginning with some minor league baseball news, the Bowie Bay Sox are filled with talented prospects that could all make an impact on the professional level. And that was recognized as catcher Samuel Basayo was selected to play in the All-Star Futures game. This game is an annual matchup that pits the minor league prospects against one another. The 19-year-old has played solid for the Baltimore Orioles affiliate, batting .277 with a dozen homers and 38 RBIs. The game will take place on Saturday. Moving on to the major leagues, congratulations to former Bay Sox player and current Orioles shortstop and third baseman Gunnar Henderson for being named an All-Star. The former American League Rookie of the Year has contributed mightily to the Birds being first place in the conference, as he has hit 27 homers, which ranks second in the American League, along with 61 RBIs. And Henderson touched on what it feels like to be considered one of the best shortstops in the league.
I mean, it's pretty cool being able to be considered that.
yeah, I felt like it's just kind of a testament to the hard work that not only myself has put in, but just the hitting coaches, the infield coaches, just all the development and stuff. And yeah, work still continues to come, but I feel like it's pretty cool to be acknowledged for that.
And not too far away in the nation's capital, another player and national shortstop, C.J. Abrams, was selected to play in his first All-Star game as well. For the Nats this season, Abrams is batting .282 with 21 doubles, 5 triples, 14 homers, and 56 RBIs in just his third full season in the majors.
I got an announcement to make. We have an All-Star for 2024, C.J. Abrams.
I love everybody in here. No, I'm grateful for everybody in this room. Without y'all, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm ready to represent the best team in the world. Yeah. So thank you everybody.
Congratulations, Gunnar and CJ, on your first All-Star nods. The game will be played on July 16th. Now for some NBA news, former UMD forward Dante Scott continues to try and make his NBA dreams come true as he's been added to the Golden State Warriors Summer League roster. Scott averaged 11 points and almost 5 boards a game last season and earned all Big Ten honorable mention honors. He also became one of just 5 players in Maryland history to score at least 1,500 points and grab 800 rebounds. Scott will take the court next on Wednesday against the Sacramento Kings Summer League squad. And that wraps up your Monday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight we'll cool down from the heat advisory, but high temps are expected the rest of the week.
Tuesday we'll have a high of 95 with a chance of showers throughout the day. Wednesday and Thursday will be in the 90s again, but showers with thunderstorms are expected to stick around.
And now for a look at our community calendar, Darnell's Chance House Museum is hosting a game of I Spy. Children ages 6 to 14 can come learn real 18th century spying techniques during a hands-on spy mission for General George Washington.
Find out how the American Army outwitted the British with secrets and tricks to win the American Revolution. The game begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. with additional times at 11, 1, and 2 p.m. For more information, contact 301-952-8010.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This is the story of the American Cancer Society, a proven history of 110 years of wins in advocacy, research, and patient support. The story of how people don't have to face cancer alone. Because for 110 years, we have made significant progress against cancer together. Increasing our chances of survival by championing early detection tools and funding and conducting studies like the one that helped reduce smoking's deadly grip. Providing lifelines through patient support for people with cancer and those who love them. Like a home away from home for free. And helping make real change by raising all our voices to make cancer research a national priority. From day one, we believe that research can save lives. We have been committed to providing unwavering support, and we continue to stand up to achieve important policy change. Because we know that's how we can achieve quality cancer care that's equal for all. Wins, but even more proud of the brave people that deal with cancer every day. And of all of you that support, donate, volunteer, and work to make it better for every cancer, every life. Now, let's keep making history together. Let's keep winning. until we can end cancer as we know it for everyone.